These guys are a bunch of idiots, genuinely, like they're so useless. First sale of the challenge. I'm not exaggerating, like this is crazy. All right guys, I got some bad news. I'm gonna use AI to find a winning product, build a Shopify store, make AI ads, and put my own money on the line to run a 48-hour challenge. If I don't make a single dollar in profit in the next 48 hours, I'm giving away $1,000 to one of you. All you gotta do is comment below. So the first thing we're gonna do is find a winning product, but instead of me finding the product, I'm gonna have ChatGPT do it for me. Now, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I'm sure many of you probably go into ChatGPT and put in, find me a winning dropshipping product, but that's not enough. You have to actually set a role for ChatGPT to play, give it that expertise that you want it to think it has, and give it the criteria that it should be looking for. Because even though ChatGPT is smarter than all of us, you have to give it context of what it's looking for, which is why I made this prompt right here. I'm not gonna go through it all because it's really long and I don't wanna waste your time. So first things first is I'm setting the stage. You are now my lead expert branded dropshipping product research specialist. That's a mouthful, I got exhausted, but this is setting the stage. This is giving it a role to play, and I'm also setting stakes. I'm making it feel like it's actually an employee of mine that will get fired if it doesn't do a great job at this task. So you have over a decade of experience in building and scaling winning products with a proven ability to identify items that trigger impulse purchases on Facebook and Instagram. Let's role play here. You're expecting a significant bonus based on the results of this task. Your job performance on this research will determine if you get that bonus. I'm your employer and I believe in your ability to deliver exceptional results. Setting the stage, setting the stakes. Now AI is going to be programmed to think, I gotta do my best possible job at this task. And then I gave it the task and I gave it the product criteria, saturation assessment, and so much more. I'll link this down for free for you to use. So now I'm gonna put that prompt in here and see what winning product it gives me. So I have ChatGPT doing deep research right now, trying to find me that product, which is gonna take about 30 minutes. The niche I chose is pet products. Now, you're gonna notice in the prompt that I gave you, the niche is blank. You're gonna have to choose a niche. How did I go about choosing that niche? Well, I need a problem-solving product, right? So I chose pet products because oftentimes, pet owners are always looking for ways to make their pets' lives better, to solve a specific pain point, maybe easier litter removal, things like that, right? There's always a product that we can find there that we can advertise as a solution to their life, right? So it just makes it easy with the marketing because we can use emotional baiting and psychology to essentially manipulate them to buy our product. All right, the results are in. I'm excited because it gave me a really good product here. Now, the first product that it gave me was not good at all. And so I realized that it was probably better if I have it give me a few products rather than just one. So I reprompted it. So in this case, it's a anxiety vest / jacket for dogs. And just imagine, right, like pet owners, they're very sensitive people, especially when it comes to their pets, right? It's very personal to them, the way their pets feel, their comfort, their health, etc. And so the pet niche is so big. This is a really interesting product. I really like it. I think even with just image ads, we could really connect with the consumer. And so they're selling it at 50 bucks, almost 6,000 reviews, which is sweet, 4.0 out of 5. Surprised it's not higher because I feel like it would, maybe it's something to do with the quality of the product, but that's where the opportunity is. When you find a product, right, you want to look for the negatives that people are saying about that product, then you can literally compete on that, right? And that goes into actually looking at their ads as well and seeing where they're lacking with their ads because we can come in and compete. The market is so big, don't get discouraged by competition. And this is really interesting. There's a lot of great content here. What I like to do when I do the product research is I like to use my little handy Google sheet here where I just save all the details that are important to me from the research that GPT gives me, including the name, the URL, and AOV, and the problem it solves, why I think it's evergreen, why it's special, and then... All right, y'all, so it's been a couple hours of work here. I'm just gonna go for a quick walk, get some fresh air, but the next step is we need to actually build the Shopify store with AI. It's literally gonna take me minutes to do with AI. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I do it. It's honestly insane. Like years ago, I had to spend hours building these stores. But yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you that. And then we gotta find the dropshipping supplier. Now, the good thing about that is I've actually been using a supplier that ships from the United States, and it's actually very legit. Like usually US based solutions would just be like super expensive, and wouldn't really like have much products, but these guys have like 13,000 pages of products housed in the US. And I'm confident that I can find this product or something similar on there. Yeah, I'm basically gonna take a quick break and then I'll be back at the desk and show you how it's done. So right now, I'm actually going to my US-based dropshipping supplier, Doba. Now, they have an AI pick sourcing expert here. So essentially, it's like your own AI sourcing assistant. And instead of going and looking through and searching and all this stuff, right? I try to work as smart as I can, not as hard as I can. So we're gonna go into this AI picker, and I basically just typed in, find me a dog vest or jacket that would provide comfort and anxiety relief for dogs. And we're gonna see what it comes up with. And as you can see, in literally seconds, it gives me a whole catalog here. It says great choice, focusing on comfort and anxiety relief for dogs. Such vests tap into the growing pet wellness market, which is exactly what we're trying to tap into here. It gives me some more information here. Now it gives me the recommended products. So here's the first recommended product it gives me. So this is a breathable harness for dog. And then we have this one. So it recommended two, but then it gives me a whole list. So basically what I'm gonna do now, guys, is because, I wanna be very mindful of your time while you're watching this video. So I'm actually gonna go through all these products one by one and basically find the best one. And then I'll come back to you with the results. I was able to find this one right here, this one, and what really caught my attention was this one because this kind of looks like designer in a way, and pet owners really want to make their pet look fashionable. So I looked at the details of these products, and obviously it's not exactly like this one here, the Thundershirt one, but because they're coats that are soft and they're going to be snug on the dog, especially this one right here, it's insulated on the inside, we can easily advertise that as a comforting anxiety relief essentially angle for people's pets. It's not like you have to look exactly for an anxiety relief jacket. I guarantee you what Thundershirt's doing is they're just taking a vest that is soft, comfortable, etc. And then their marketing strategy is mental health for your dog, anxiety relief for your dog. And to be honest, that stuff really works. We're gonna go with, I think we're gonna go with this one right here. But essentially what I'll do is now we gotta go create a store, and we'll create a store wrapping it around these products. So essentially, some sort of dog anxiety relief wear brand for dogs. I'm gonna take a quick break here, and then we're just gonna get into building the store, and I'll show you exactly how I do that with AI. Now, building the store with AI, the first thing we're gonna do is start with the brand name. Now, a lot of you guys, I know for a fact, spend days working on the brand name. We're gonna do this in a couple minutes, and I'm gonna show you how to do it with Claude AI. Claude, because it's more creative, much better when it comes to writing copy, psychology of marketing. You're able to train it to write like a human more than you are with ChatGPT and Gemini, at least from my experience. First thing we're gonna do is create a project. Creating a project is essentially like training the AI on a specific business, on a specific task that you're working on, right? We're working on an e-commerce store, a dropshipping store, and we wanna train a project on that project. First thing we're gonna do is create the project. We're gonna name it. We're gonna call it new dog brand right now. We can change that later. And then what we're trying to achieve, I just give it like a nice prompt here that essentially sets the tone, creates a role for the AI to play. You're a branded dropshipping expert. You have consistently taken dropshipping stores from 0 to 6 figures per month in the matter of days, blah, 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 blah. Now, this just sets the tone, it gives it a role to play, and it takes it very literal. The reason why I said you've taken dropshipping stores from 0 to 6 figures a month, not 0 to 9 figures, is because it's not realistic to go from 0 to 9 figures right away. It's more realistic and more practical to go from 0 to 6 figures because people do it all the time. So I'm really being specific with the role that I'm having it play. So now we're gonna click create project, and then we're gonna go in and I'm going to literally give it screenshots of all these products that we're going to put on the store. I'm gonna explain to the AI what it is that we're trying to achieve here, what it is that we're selling, the angle, anxiety relief, all this stuff, and it's gonna help me come up with a brand name. I'll show you the results in a second. So here's what I did. I gave it the product images of what we're selling. I explained to the AI the product concept. I explained what Thundershirt is, details about that, and then I said our goal is to leverage the same angle, and I need to come up with 10 different brand names. Boom, now we have 10 different brand names. Tom Canopy, Serene Paws, Soothe Sweet, Haven Hound, Comfort Tail, Nurture Wear, Bliss Barker. I'm gonna call it Bliss Barker. Done, literally. It's as simple as that. I now have my brand name. So now creating a logo, I'm literally going to create that right now in 1 minute. All I do, I don't overthink this. I just go to Canva, okay? Canva, you can use it for free as well, by the way. And we're just gonna create a text-based one, maybe add a little bit of a paw icon. So I'm gonna go here, click title, and I'm gonna Bliss Barker, okay? Boom, and I'm gonna search for a paw. you know, just to be a little bit creative here. Boom, I got a paw. And I actually like that color. I'm literally gonna take that color. I like that. I think that with black would be really nice. Now, mind you, once we create the store with AI, it's gonna set colors for us, so we might have to change that after, but it's really not a big deal. Bliss Barker, there you go. That's my logo. It's as simple as that. It's really not rocket science. So now I got my logo, but now we gotta create the store with AI. So Doba's AI tool, their AI store builder, will literally create a store for us in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna click AI store builder, and then we're gonna click Shopify, click start to build. And then we're gonna choose our niche. In this case, we're gonna choose pet, and I'm gonna choose the preferred store style. So we're gonna pick a theme color. When it comes to pets, you really want like a vibrant color, really just like a happy, feel good color. This right here, we could probably do better, right? Like in terms of, you know, not necessarily black. This obviously, like I said, like I created the logo, but we can always change the color. Here, I'm actually gonna pick the orange and see what it comes up with, because when you think of orange, I feel like you do think of pet stores. And then store banner, you know what? This picture right here represents that snug, like comfortable, anxiety relief kind of feeling. I'm gonna click next. Okay, so now we do have to connect our Shopify account. If you don't already have one, you wanna create one with the link in the description below. It's $1 per month for the first 3 months. I'm just gonna go ahead and connect my Shopify store. Okay, so now I got the Shopify store open, so that's all set. And then I even bought the domain, blissbarker.com, $10. And now we're just gonna connect the domain to Shopify. So now after we put in the URL, we're gonna click install Doba app. This is really important because it's actually gonna connect to our store and allow the AI to build the store for us, and also connect our suppliers as well. And then once we do that, we're gonna click go live, and then literally in minutes, it's going to build it right here in front of you. And literally in seconds, it created a fully custom designed store for me. As you can see, it fully customized it, even added some products. We're not gonna use these products, but see, the point of using this AI store builder is not to have a perfect store ready to advertise. It's just to take a lot of the heavy lifting off of your back. What I'm gonna show you next is actually how I use AI to create a full-on product page for me that's actually ready to advertise. No extra work that you have to do, no extra, you know, mumbo jumbo, right? Because this right here, what it creates in this store builder, this isn't any good. Like this isn't something that you wanna use. But I'm gonna show you how I use AI to literally make a completely done for me product page, which is where we're gonna send all this traffic to anyways. Let's get into that part now. First thing I'm gonna do real quick is change the logo, update it to our logo, and just do a little bit of customizations, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so this took me a couple minutes. I just made a couple adjustments here, just changed the colors. Orange just seemed more of like a toy pet brand, so I just felt like maybe some darker colors fit more for like the clothing, because it's kind of a clothing brand in a way. And then I just adjusted the homepage banner. The homepage is not something you really want to worry too much about, but I just made a small change. So now that the basics of the store are set up, we need a product page that actually convinces people to buy, because that's where the majority of the traffic is going anyway. This next AI tool that I'm gonna show you is gonna blow your mind. Let's go ahead and install it. So then once you install it, you'll get this page here. And then basically, we're gonna find a link to put in here from either AliExpress or Shopify. Amazon and Alibaba, I guess it's coming soon. I guess they're still working on that. To be honest, most AI store builders don't even have this option. Let's try and find it on AliExpress. All right, guys, pause real quick. You're not gonna believe what just happened while I was working on that. So I literally jump on TikTok, I'm just randomly scrolling. And this is to show you the power of social media. I started getting targeted by dog anxiety vest ads. This is from Temu, and there's 2.6K units sold here. They have hundreds of reviews, and honestly, these images are great. So I quickly went on Doba, and I was actually able to find this same vest. So we're gonna go with this one, and we're gonna keep all the other products on the store, but this one has some serious potential. So I'm gonna show you how I take this link, I'll find it on AliExpress, and then we're gonna put it into Crafted, and it's gonna make us an entire landing page. So while I was working on that, I was able to find a better product, and I was able to get Crafted to make me this landing page in 2 minutes. Not exaggerating, like this is crazy. It was able to not only make me a landing page, but it made me custom images as well. These images were generated based on the AliExpress images and were custom made for my brand using my branding colors and everything. So this just looks great. Like you would pay a couple grand for somebody to create this for you, or you would spend hours, if not days, working on it yourself. So we have the main main section, we'll look at it on mobile because that is where the majority of traffic comes from anyways. This looks great on mobile. So we have the main section here, which is when people land, this is the first thing they see, the main product images, the title, the price. And that's the other thing about this product now is that I'm able to sell it for less. A much better selling point than the other one, because the other one was, I had to sell it for 60 bucks to be able to make a profit. As you can see here, this new vest is actually, Doba's cost is $17.53 and selling it for 50 bucks. And then that puts my gross margin above the target, which is 60%. So I need a 2.41 ROAS to get a 20% net profit. So that is totally doable, I think. Let's go back to the page. Basically right away, like this is where people land, and we want to have like a summarized selling point, like a summarized, you know, headline. This is typically what I do when I build a landing page. So it's cool that the AI actually did that, because I literally do that on any page I create. Then you have the variants, add to cart. We have some, you know, really short, straight to the point, USPs, unique selling points. Then we have a highlighted review, which is really good, especially having it under the add to cart button. People aren't always gonna go down and read reviews. Like we wanna try with this section to give them a reason not to have to scroll down and look at more. If we can convince them to buy here, that's great. And I think this section will do a good job at that. As we scroll down, we have why pet owners recommend anxious pup, coat vest, and then it has a great headlines here: less stress, more cuddles any day, you know, some context there. And then it has this nice little diagram here: soothing compression, no medication needed, easy machine wash, fast setup, nice image here. And then it even added a video. I guess there was a video on the AliExpress listing, and this video shows vest in action. And then us versus them, a little statistic here, make anxiety episodes of things in the past. So overall, we have frequently asked questions. So overall, it just looks great. And then I actually took the liberty of doing this myself because the AI can't do this yet, but I know Crafted is definitely integrate this kind of function later where you can import reviews from Amazon, AliExpress, etc. So I use another app for this. It's called Ali Reviews, but essentially it allows me to import reviews from Amazon, AliExpress, etc. And so I imported a bunch of reviews here. These are all real reviews, and it even has like some images. Yeah, this is insane. We're literally ready to go. All right, guys, just got a quick workout in here. So now when it comes to the ads, AI is making it easier than ever right now for dropshippers to make ads without spending any money, with doing very minimal work. And it's using tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. I'm sure you guys seen the Nano Banana AI images. It's insane, way better than ChatGPT. But since we have like about 44 hours left, this is gonna be, for the challenge, this is gonna be the easiest way to go about launching ads right now. And honestly, we can 100% succeed with AI ads. So might as well do that, especially with the limited time that we have. What I'm gonna show you next is how we get AI to come up with ideas for us. And then we have AI actually create prompts for us to then use with something like Nano Banana to create literally done for you ads. When I say image ads, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like these are, you know, calling out benefit, tweet style images, comparison, this versus this images. Images can do the same thing that videos do. You can hook people in with an image. You can connect emotionally with the consumer with an image. An image can sell a product just as much as a video can. So our goal right now, because I can create literally 100 image ads in the matter of, well, hours, but I can create 10 image ads in the matter of minutes. And now all I need is a Claude, ChatGPT subscription. Many times you can just use the free version. And this is great for you as a beginner because years ago, you had to spend a lot of money to get ads launched. So right now, our goal is to really do the research with AI to fully understand who our customer is and how can we connect with them emotionally to convince them to buy our product. So with that, what we're gonna do, and I already went through this, and I'll give you the prompts that I use for ChatGPT in the description below. But essentially, we're gonna set the scene, give it a role to play. Let's role play here. You're an expert e-commerce copywriter and specialize in writing highly persuasive direct response style copy that convinces consumers to buy. And then I give it a screenshot of my entire landing page. It's a lot easier for me to just do that. And you can use this Chrome extension called Go Full Page. And now it's literally gonna actually do that. So basically go full page, make an entire screenshot of the landing page. And so I don't have to then explain to ChatGPT like all the details on the product. So that just makes it easier. And then I also, for reference, here's the competitor we were inspired by. I want you to analyze the screenshot and let me know your detailed thoughts. Now, what's great about this is that it gives you a lot of information, things that can help you, what it sees in your page, how you can potentially improve, prompt based on the information that it has. And then now that we know that GBT has full information on our product, then we go into the essentially giving it a training of how to do deep research, right? Because the standard deep research process that ChatGPT does isn't very specific to e-commerce and selling products direct to consumers. So I like to give it a specific limiting type of research that it needs to follow. And then from there, it goes into understanding that, which is the core philosophy, the research framework, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't want to waste too much time going into that. I'll explain it in the description. Then it goes into how I needed to do deep research. And rather than me trying to create prompts, I prefer to have AI create prompts for me. I mean, AI is going to know how to prompt for AI better than we know how to prompt for AI, because AI knows what it needs to be able to execute on what you're trying to accomplish, right? So it makes me a prompt, and then all I have to do is then paste that prompt and then do deep research. I'll choose the deep research option here. Then we have our full deep research ready to go. This is literally more than 6 pages of deep research. And we're gonna use this to train the Claude AI, so that way we can just tell the AI, I need to come up with some image ad concepts, give me a few concepts. Okay, so I uploaded the files into the project, which is the deep research. I even put the screenshot of the product page as well. And then basically just gave the AI a course on ad creative 101. You know, what makes a great ad creative? How do we convince people to buy our product? How do we, create ads that stop people from scrolling and connect with them emotionally? Because at the end of the day, we need to connect with people emotionally to get them to click and to get them to feel like they really want to buy, right? Because mind you, people aren't on social media to buy products. They're on social media to be entertained and feel something. So basically the first thing I do is I just give it like a little simple prompt here, just kind of giving context on what it is I just uploaded. Because, even though I uploaded it, I still need to kind of tell it, hey, this is for this is for that. So the deep research in the product page screenshot, I just kind of said, hey, this is deep research you're gonna have to study in order to assist me with my marketing strategy. And then the Ad Creative 101 is basically just a compilation of content that I've actually consumed myself, and they teach literally the same exact strategy that I go about when it comes to ad creative and, direct response marketing, direct response copywriting. So really, it's just an easy way of me training the AI model. That's what I highly encourage you to do when you're using AI, is you give it courses, you give it education on what it is that you want it to be an expert in. Even though it has all this plethora of information, it has too much information, you have to essentially give it a narrowed brain in a sense. But so I just kind of said, okay, let me know your thoughts in detail. And then so what we're gonna do now is we're literally going to start having the AI give us ideas based on the research, based on everything that we've given it for image ad concepts. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is we don't wanna sleep on, competitors and spying on what it is that's working for them. So as you can see, literally crafted AI focused on that thunderstorm messaging. And, you can see it's a really common messaging here. Like on our landing page, stop thunderstorm anxiety in minutes. That is a big selling point. So we really wanna take note of that. And obviously Thundershirt is focusing on that messaging as well. Now I'm gonna do a deep dive into their ads. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. I just wanna see what they're running. And then I'm gonna take that and bring it over to Claude and basically just start coming up with ideas. So I just did a ton of research in the past hour between PP ads, ads library, and so on. And here's the pattern.
Stop scrolling if your dog gets anxious during fireworks. Since my Chihuahua gets
always about being anxious during fireworks, thunderstorms, flights, etc. So clearly this is a common theme of anxiety for dogs, right? And so this is a very relatable situation for pet owners, and that's what we want to, really hone in on in our marketing strategy, right? These right here, like flights, flight anxiety, firework anxiety, thunderstorm anxiety, these are all ad angles. People think that when you're marketing a product like an anxiety dog vest, you're just marketing, hey, this vest helps your dog with anxiety. But no, you have to hone in on the very specific angles. Like this helps your dog relieve anxiety from thunderstorms. Imagine how that'll emotionally connect with someone that constantly deals with their dog getting anxiety from thunderstorms, right? They'll really feel that. They'll be like, oh my God, this is perfect for me, right? Etc. So, and then the other thing, I looked back at the Thundershirt website, and these are the kind of images that we'd run as ads, right? This is a good representation of that. And the reason why I went back and looked and why I paid attention here is that I'm seeing a common visual here. The visual in an image is referred to as the visual hook. When you're scrolling on social media and you stop and look at an image, it's typically because that visual hooked you in, right? Whatever's going on in that image grabbed your attention. In this case, pet owners would see a dog wearing a vest, very, very comfortable and relaxed, and would wonder, like, what is this? This looks interesting, right? I want my dog to feel that way or whatever. And then the the text is referred to as the text hook. So this is what really hooks people in, calls out a specific problem or calls out a specific solution, right? The visual hook and the text hook together are meant to sell the click, right? So the visual stops the scroll. I would argue that the text is what sells the click. It's what gets people to say, oh, I want to click through and go to their website and potentially buy it, right? And then the other thing is Amazon reviews, or just reviews in general, right? But I like to use Amazon. If I can find the product on Amazon, I like that because the reviews are verified. You can't really fake reviews on Amazon. And then all these reviews that I imported here are from Amazon. So we're gonna go into Claude now and we're gonna create some ads, a total of 6 ads to be specific. That would be 2 concepts. So one concept is gonna be based on all of the research that Claude has. We're gonna start with that. And then the second concept is gonna be based on the reviews. And then essentially we're gonna be able to create these images with AI and then we'll be able to launch them. So let me get started on that and then I'll show you as I get through it. Okay guys, I've been working on this for the past hour or so and my mind is absolutely blown. Like, I wish I was able to do this years ago. Look at the AI images that it was able to make for me. This was my first attempt. Sorry, this is in a lot of prompting, by the way, a lot of prompting, but initially it was literally like the first couple of prompts and I got literally what I was looking for. The first thing I did was give it reference images of the Thunder shirt images, right? And essentially just said, we need to create image ads that do the following: hook you in with a strong visual that emotionally connects to the problem the product is solving, hook you in with a headline hook that motivates you to click and want to click shop now and buy on the website. I said ignore the text is irrelevant, but what I was just showing these images for was like, we noticed a pattern of, you know, dogs sleeping, laying down, comfortable, cozy, obviously anxious free. So this is clearly a good visual representation. I specified that one concept equals 3 images and the testing variable is going to be different text hooks for each concept. So the concept's going to be one visual but different text hooks. That's what we're gonna be split testing essentially. So I said, give me 5 ideas. I went through all of the ideas. It gave me a lot of great ideas. And then we concluded with myself and AI concluded together concept 5 and concept 2. And then from there, you just keep going back and forth like, hey, okay, so this is this concept. We need 3 image ads for this concept. We're gonna use Google Gemini. Let's start with concept 2. What would be the visual here? The best thing you can do with AI is going step by step. So we have to start with, how do we get the visual? We have the product, now we have to recreate the visual to be what we're looking for in this visual, which is, you know, what I told it based on Thunder shirt, dog laying down, anxious free, you know, wearing the vest. Gemini Nano Banana was able to literally take the same dog and, well, actually it's a different dog, but same idea, and put this exact product on that dog in the exact setting we asked it for. It's insane. Anyways, there's a lot of work that was done here, but let me show you the final results. We're ready to launch our ads. So this is ad concept number 1. Okay, so this is the first one. While others' dogs panic, yours could be this calm. Oh, I actually have to fix that typo there. I'll fix that. You always want to check that. You know, sometimes AI can make mistakes. The next one, thunder forecast. Put this on 5 minutes before the storm hits. And then the next hook, finally, a storm night where both of you can sleep, right? So we're literally just testing the hooks with this concept. And then concept number 2 is really cool. It's a iMessage conversation with Sarah. So, oh my God, the vest actually worked. She's sleeping through thunder for the first time in 3 years. I almost didn't buy it. Best $50 I've ever spent on my dog. She's like a different pup. And then the last one, oh my God, you were right about the vest. She's actually sleeping through the storm. I could cry. Now these like iMessage style ads, they're very engaging because people are always curious about, you know, people are nosy, right? If they see an iMessage conversation, they want to see, oh, what is that? What are they talking about? Oh, are they gossiping, etc. But like a little over an hour and I have ads ready to launch. Like if this doesn't excite you about the opportunity in dropshipping today, I don't know what will, but I'm super excited to get these ads launched now. So as soon as I get that launched, I will keep you updated. Hopefully the ads get approved. Sometimes it takes you hours, sometimes a whole day to get approved, but hopefully not. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we get our first sale by the time I wake up tomorrow. So we're officially 10 hours into the challenge. We found the product, we designed the store, we designed the landing page, we have the ads ready, and now I'm gonna show you how easy it is to actually launch these ads. First things first, obviously create your page and ad account. I created a quick Facebook page and connected it to my ad account. So then you click create sales, okay? And then we're gonna name the campaign. I always name the campaign after the product. So anxious pup _ sales, and then we wanna reference the date, October 6th. And then we're gonna do campaign budget, we're gonna do $100. Campaign budget distributes the budget across both concepts. In this case, we have 2 concepts, right? We want to let the machine learning algorithm make the decisions for us. We don't want to sit there and play around with it. the machine learning algorithm is much smarter than us. So it will decide based on the data that it collects and the signals that it gets from users on Facebook, which ad is more likely to perform, and therefore it'll push the budget towards whichever concept is superior. $100 per day. I've spent millions of dollars over the years on Facebook, and honestly, $100 minimum is what you want to actually get results. You know, you gotta spend money to make money, and don't let that discourage you. If you're doing everything right, you're finding a great product, you're doing the research to actually create good ads, then you should be confident in being able to recoup some of this budget. That's what I expect as well from this campaign. I expect to recoup at least some of this budget. Then we're gonna go to the ad set, and here again, we're just gonna name it. Okay, so I just called it Concept 001. We're gonna target women because men suck. We don't want men. 80% of consumerism is literally women, especially with pet products. You know, pet owners, we wanna really connect with those women that will be emotional when they see what we're selling and they'll wanna buy it for their pet, right? Men don't really care. And we wanna target USA because USA honestly has the highest spending consumers in the world. I always start with the USA. Now, we wanna choose website, not website and calls, and then we're gonna choose purchase for the conversion event. So we got all of that, and we're gonna leave all that the same. We're gonna start it now because it's basically, I'm on Dubai time right now, but I want it to be on Eastern time, which is, it's about morning right now. So United States, and then we're gonna go to the ad, and I'm just gonna name it. So just image underscore concept 001, and then we choose our Facebook page, and down here, create ad, manual upload, and then we want it to be flexible. Flexible is essentially dynamic creative, where we can, you know, put in multiple images into the same ad. That's what we want, because then the algorithm will distribute those images to different users and test the creative. Want to disable multi-advertiser ads. Now we're just going to add the images. Added the image ads that we already created, and then I put one primary text, one headline. The primary text is essentially a hook. The most important part is the visual, so the image. This is a really well-written primary text, and then also the headline is free shipping. Purpose of that is really just to sell the click with something that I think will convince people to click. And so that's pretty much it, guys. And then I'm basically just gonna hit publish. Then I'm gonna do the other concept, concept 2, which essentially takes the same primary text, same headline. I just replaced the images. And that's it. All right, I got them published. Of course, Facebook gave me a ton of issues before being able to publish them, but as you can see here, they're all published, ready to go. They're in review. So hopefully they get approved. Like, I'm about to go to bed soon, so hopefully they get approved soon. And you know, who knows, maybe we'll wake up to some sales. I will update you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning, guys. I was excited. I thought I was gonna get up and see some sales, but the Facebook ads aren't even fully approved. See, this is the raw reality of running meta ads and dealing with this stuff. Like, you have to deal with sometimes ads staying in review and ads getting rejected, and you know, it just causes delays, especially when we have a 48-hour challenge here. This is annoying, but you know, it's part of the game, right? It's literally stuck in preparing mode, which is really annoying. So preparing mode is essentially when an ad is approved, but it's not exactly delivering yet. So I'm not sure why that is. But anyways, I'm talking to Facebook support right now. These guys are a bunch of idiots, genuinely. Like, they're so useless. They hire people from third world countries that like don't even know what they're talking about. It's really annoying, but it's all good. I'll figure it out. There's a solution to every problem. I'm gonna get this sorted out with support, and then we'll go from there. With the ads in review, I put the challenge on pause and hopelessly waited for my ads to get approved. I was seriously losing patience. First sale of the challenge. Guys, I have literally been going back and forth for 2 days now with Facebook not spending my budget. We literally started the ads on October 6th. Today's October 8th. The first 2 days, the 6th and the 7th, the ads did not spend. So we had 37 hours remaining in the challenge. Now we have 32 hours remaining because it's only been 5 hours of the ads actually spending money. So literally they started today. I'm actually in Istanbul right now. I just got here. It's 1 a.m. and literally while I was showering, I got the cha-ching on my phone and I was like, damn, all right, I gotta get back to the recording here and update you guys. But yeah, just real quick, I'm actually here right now. I just came from Dubai because I'm getting a hair transplant. So tomorrow I'm gonna have a buzz cut and a bunch of red spots on my forehead. So the rest of this video is gonna be an awkward looking Hassan press on. So not looking forward to that, but hey, we have this challenge in real time and we gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I'm committed. Look at this real quick. Let me just show you the laptop here. We have the first sale right here. As you can see, the calming anxiety vest, $49.95. So the ads, right? So basically we started them on October 6th, right? Remember that I named the ads with the actual date. As you can see, right? Like they spent $0 on October 6th. And then October 7th is when we started getting some spend, but look at that, only 5 cents. You know, like I was so confused. And so what Facebook told me is like, when you start a new ad account, right, you need to build trust with us and we need to see spending history. And so your delivery is gonna be off for a little while. They don't even give you a time frame. So guys, don't get discouraged if this happens to you. If you start a new ad account or you're new to Facebook ads, just let it do its thing. Chat in with Facebook if you feel more comfortable with, if that brings you more peace with it. But essentially starting a new ad account, I think nowadays even more, they're trying to build more trust with their advertisers, and you know, because a lot of people are probably scamming them or, you know, not paying, or their credit cards are getting declined. But anyways, it's not too bad, right? Like today's October 8th, so that's only 2 days. But if we look, you know, today is when it actually officially started spending. So here's the date, October 8th, and then we can see the impressions, and basically we're getting some traffic, and we got our first purchase, which puts the cost per purchase, obviously it's high at $66, and we have a revenue of $49.95. So that puts our ROAS at, oh, I don't have the ROAS column here, but that puts our ROAS obviously like very low. But here's one thing I want to say about that. So the first day, Facebook is putting your ad out there and learning about who to show it to. And as long as you have winning ads, it's going to be able to actually get you purchases right away. Now, in this case, this is a good sign, but you know, at the beginning, we're literally giving Facebook money to actually learn. The first, you know, couple days up to a week is when you can really know whether or not something is winning based on Facebook's ability to get you purchases at a low cost. If Facebook isn't able to get you purchases at a low cost, then that means your ads are not winners and you have to test more ads. But yeah, so far this is looking good, guys. I mean, where we left off when I first launched the ads was we had 37 hours remaining in the challenge. Now we're at 32 because it's been about 5 hours of these ads running. So let's do the math of where we're at so far with the profits, because if I don't make a profit in this 48-hour challenge, right, I'm gonna owe one of you guys $1,000. So I'm hoping I don't have to do that for my sake, but you know, for your sake, that'll obviously be a win. Anyways, so we spent $1 on Shopify. We spent $11 on the domain, okay? We spent $65 today in ads. This is the first actual day of running ads. And then we have our fulfillment cost for the order, which is the product cost and the shipping cost and the transaction fee. So remember we calculated that with the actual KPI sheet here. That puts us at $19.28. This one right here, right? Including the transaction fee. We're including that. And then our revenue is $49.95 so far, right? So let's do the math real quick of where the store stands in terms of profitability. So total revenue, $49.95. And then total expenses, $96.28. So that puts us at a loss of $46.33. Now, obviously this is the first day. This is a business. You got to invest money to make money. So not too bad. So now with 32 hours remaining in the challenge, I got to make a profit here. So let's see what I can do. I might have to play around with these budgets a little bit. Might have to do some stuff, but I'm pretty confident, honestly. The fact that we got a first sale literally in the first 5 hours of running ads, it's a really good sign. It's about, it's past 1 a.m. now. I'm exhausted. I had the transplant in the morning, so I will check in with you guys tomorrow. All right, so update. We have officially 12 hours left in the challenge. Clearly, I look a bit different. I had the hair transplant today. It is nighttime now. I've been at the clinic all day, about 15 hours total. So this puts us at 12 hours left in the challenge. And the good news is we actually got a few sales today. So these 2 sales actually came in the past couple hours, and we had one early morning. A couple people actually bought multiple units. So I'll quickly show you guys right here. Basically, we have Emily ordered 3 units. So if we actually take a look here, ordered a green, I guess for multiple dogs, which is interesting. And then we have the other 2. So this is like really good news. I mean, even with the really high price that we have, people are ordering multiple units. In terms of profitability, like we might actually be in a good spot. Now, I'm not gonna get too excited yet because between the ad costs and the supplier costs and everything, I don't think it's gonna come in as a profit, but hey, we have 12 hours left in the challenge, right? And one thing I wanted to do to give myself a better chance of actually winning this challenge, because this is a competition between me and you right now. Either I win this challenge and I keep my $1,000, or I lose this challenge and one of you gets $1,000. So I thought about it. If we're gonna incentivize people to buy multiple units, maybe for multiple dogs, because a lot of pet owners have multiple dogs, and also maybe they want both colors or whatever, we have to do a bundle deal, right? And so for the remaining 12 hours, I'm actually running this bundle deal. I just set it up literally right now in the past 10 minutes. With this Shopify app called Kaching Bundles, I can set up these bundles, and it's like one vest is the $50, and then double deal, they save essentially 15% off, but we actually put these savings as what they save compared to the compared app price. So that is just a psychological tactic that I find works very well. When people look at the compared app price, they think, oh, that's the previous price, and now I'm saving $49.99. But in reality, $89.91 right here is the difference between this and the regular price here is 15%. And then this one would be a 20%. So I did the numbers, and if I get a certain cost per purchase that meets my ROAS expectations, then this can be profitable. So yeah, I just want to see for the remaining 12 hours, maybe people will be more incentivized. Maybe we'll get some more orders, and I will have a much better chance at actually making a profit in this 48-hour challenge. So with that being said, I will be checking in with you guys in about 12 hours once the challenge is technically completely done. We're going to run through the numbers and see where we're at, see if I made a profit, lost a profit, and if I'm going to lose $1,000 and one of you is going to gain $1,000. So with that being said, I'm going to go to bed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, guys, I got some bad news. The challenge is officially done. First things first, we had a total of 4 orders, and we had 7 units sold, right? And we haven't even really gotten an opportunity to properly test this bundle deal. So the fact that we had somebody ordering multiple units is pretty freaking cool. But overall, the ads didn't even register the purchases. Facebook is still having issues with attribution, which is just weird. So it only tracked the one purchase here. But I mean, sometimes it takes like a couple days to even get it to track other days. So maybe that's the reason as well, but attribution is still an issue. But overall, we do have obviously the orders here, and we have the majority of spend on concept 1. So that means that the orders definitely came from concept 1. We spent a total of $216 on concept 1, $10.33 on concept 2. So that means Facebook's algorithm didn't even see a reason to push concept 2. Concept 1 got the majority of the spend. So overall, we got nearly 1,800 impressions on concept 1. The issue was the CPM. The CPM was $115, which is really high. Like, I typically like to see CPMs, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions, anywhere below $40, right? Like, so it's costing me $115.39 to reach 1,000 people. So that's not very good. Now, this is the first 2 ads that I ran. I still got orders. We still had, some conviction here. We had some results to keep us positive, right? To give us some optimism. And that's what the problem with a lot of people is they start drop shipping, and the first couple of days they don't get the results they want to get, and they get discouraged and they quit. Like, you have to look at, just actually getting data in and seeing what works and doesn't work as a win, because that's the only thing that's going to teach you of how to actually succeed and what to do next, right? So this just tells me that it's either a new ad account, which is giving me high CPMs. Every time I start a new ad account, I find that I get high CPMs, unless I have a winning ad right away. A winning ad right away gives me a low CPM right away. But I would argue that this is probably a high CPM the first couple days, and then within a week, if I were to run this, I would see whether or not the CPM would go down. But let's say I ran it for a week and the CPM didn't go down, then that would mean that the ads were just not very good, and that means I have to test more ads. And then Facebook will be able to actually show my ad to more people and do it without charging me so much, right? The harder Facebook has to work, the higher your costs are, right? And then we had a pretty good CTR. This is the outbound CTR, which is very important keynote here, that outbound is people that are clicking on the shop now button. So that's what we care about, is people actually clicking shop now, which is 1.66 here. I typically like to see above 1%. Cost per outbound click was really high, $6.97. I mean, it is Q4 right now. And like I said, the first couple ads that I ran, I don't have too high of expectations, but yeah, I did not track the add to carts and purchases as perfectly as I wanted it to. But yeah, so we spent $216.12. And if we go over to the profit and loss here, I have it detailed for you. So the revenue was $349.65. We had transaction subscription fees of $10.44. 4 orders, 7 units sold, ad spend $226.50. Our supplier costs with Doba, which automatically fulfills the orders and sends tracking. I have to make sure I pay for that balance today so that it automatically adds the tracking, but $123.71. Shopify subscription for $1. Doba trial 99 cents. $11.48 for the domain. And we had Claude for free. And Gemini Nano Banana actually has a 1-year trial. Hopefully you can still get that, but I didn't pay for that either. So my total net loss is actually $23.47. So that means one of you guys is gonna win $1,000. Now that sucks for me, but you know what? I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I really wanted to incentivize you guys to watch this from start to finish. I am a small channel and you know, I am trying to grow. I respect your time. And so I felt like, hey, everybody has busy days. Nobody has unlimited time. So I wanted to incentivize you guys to watch. So to enter into the giveaway, you're gonna need to like this video and comment below. It's very important that you do both. In 1 week from now, I'm gonna have a pinned comment choosing the winner. I'm gonna randomly choose the winner. And then in the pinned comment is gonna be the instructions on how to redeem the $1,000. And then I will take care of that. I'll comment once if I can add a screenshot in the comments, I'll add that as well. I'll probably make a community post just so people see that like I'm actually giving it away. Yeah, other than that, guys, if I had more time, I think this is a great product. I honestly do. And you know, feel free to give it a test if you want. I actually think this has a lot of potential. I think maybe the price point could be tested, maybe just decreasing by $10 if I can get better supplier costs, because you probably got to make it a bit cheaper to sell it less than $50. $50 was obviously where we got minimum gross profit margin that we needed. So, and then I want to test these bundle deals more. I think I should have did a 7-day challenge. Honestly, I could have done a lot more in 7 days. So if you guys want me to do a 7-day challenge, I'm going to be doing more challenges in the future. But if you guys want me to do a 7-day challenge for this product, then please like this video, comment below. If I get 500 likes, I will do a challenge for this exact product to actually give myself a better opportunity to scale it. Hopefully we pass 500 likes. Make sure to comment below and I look forward to taking care of that giveaway. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.